Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've just had a new fusion information drop. Here it is. It's a rat. No, it's a rabbit. It is Razelvarg. Looking pretty cool. We're going to see a little video clip of him. This is what Raid do nowadays. Well done, Raid. Love seeing this stuff. What are we saying? It looks a bit like the Easter Bunny from Rise of the Guardians. Lady H is like, Rise of the Guardians. Like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. But before he gets turned into the puny one, you know? It looks quite a lot like him. Obviously, it's for Easter. So this is the Easter Fusion, which is coming next week. Okay, so I'm just going to go through what Raid have got to say. Then I'll go through my opinion of this dude. So it says here, on Thursday the 13th of April, obviously next week, we're doing a fusion event. Fusion means that there will be other champions in the mix. It's not going to be like a fragment collector. These are normally a little bit harder to collect. Generally, you have to collect 16 rares. The rares form into 4 epics. Then the 4 epics become the legendary. You need things like potions ready to go to get the fusion. You need things like, well, you need stuff like silver to be able to create the fusible champions. You have to level up the rares that you get to be able to ascend them and then get them up as well. So there's a bit more work involved. So bear that in mind if you're trying to prep to get this done. It's going to be a legendary Skinwalker, magic affinity, attack-based champion. Razelvarg will be great for clearing some of the late game content, such as Hydra and hard mode dungeons. We will be the judge of that. And then they go through his kit a bit. Okay, so what do I think then? We've got Hopping Mad. A triple hit A1. Each hit will fill this champion's turn meter. Okay. I mean, triple hit's always nice. It gives you a finite option, honestly. But you'd much rather, if you're thinking finite, you'd much rather drop the enemy's turn meter. Or maybe every hit has got a 100% chance to freeze Raid. Raid, do you understand what you've done with hard mode finite? Do you get it yet? Right. Knight of the Rabbit. On a 4-turn, reduces to 3. Attacks all enemies. Books to a 100% chance of placing Leech. Also heals this champion for 10% of their max HP for each Leech placed. So against a wave of 4 enemies, potentially you've just got a straight 100% of your HP heal. It's a little bit selfish, I'll be honest. Razelvarg, don't fancy giving any of your allies any of that juicy heal. So far, feeling pretty selfish. Just filling your own turn meter, just healing yourself. Come on, fella. Spread the love. Keep up if you can on the A3. So this is on a 3-turn cooldown again if booked. AoE places increased speed on your team and increased accuracy. A bit like what Claude does right now, sorry. On 2 turns before attacking. So he's got 2 AoE hits. 1 giving Leech, 1 giving buffs for your team. This is quite nice. So if you're an earlier game player, these 2 buffs, increase speed, increase accuracy, massively reduce the need for stats on your team. Also makes it viable for some of the late game Doom Tower stuff like that, where getting to those accuracy numbers is actually really hard to do. And he's got this passive here, built for speed. So increased speed. Sorry, each increased speed buff that you place increases this dude's speed by 5, stacks up to 100. Each increased speed buff placed by this champion increases their speed by 5. So I'm guessing he increases all of your team's speed by 5 each time he uses his A3. Stacks up to 100. So if he does this 20 times, everybody is going to have 100 more speed. Wow. I mean, that's nuts, by the way. That's actually a nuts ability. So that means he's going to have 60 turns to get that max stack. The only possible place I could see that ever happening is Hydra. It means that you can't really speed tune anything because your speed is variably increasing, yeah, as you go. But it's kind of cool. I don't particularly agree with them saying, you know, it's going to be great for clearing a lot of late game content, hard mode dungeons. You certainly are not going to scale this quick enough. I wonder if it scales through the rounds, though, actually. If it scales through the rounds and then you get to the final round and it's still there for the boss, that's interesting because the extra speed that you've gained would be pretty nuts. But it does mean that you're not speed tuning, you're just speed gaining. That's not always the best thing to do. And we've learned that over the years, that sometimes a specific speed is much better than just throw more speed at it. So not necessarily the best thing to do, but it's certainly an interesting thing to do. And he's got speed in all battles by 20% on an aura as well, which is quite cool. I don't know, guys. I don't think he's going to be like a, you must get this champion. He is going to change the world, all that type of stuff. But definitely interesting, especially that an increased speed buff scales off your overall total speed. So as you're going faster and faster, you get more and more value from that increased speed buff. I don't know, guys. I'm a bit torn on this one. Certainly it's going to be harder to get, which means that more work, all that type of stuff. I can't wait to see what the epics are in the mix as well, and perhaps the rare, see if they're any good. But he's pretty niche. He's pretty niche. Will he be used a lot? Who knows, honestly. I don't know the answer. I could certainly see someone picking him up and doing some crazy stuff with him on Hydra, at least. At least. I wish there was like another debuff here alongside the leech to just give him a bit more utility for Hydra. Like if he had some sort of block buffs in the mix, if he had a decreased enemy speed in the mix, it's just something else, then I think we would just see a lot more value. But as it is, I don't know, he feels a little bit one-dimensional. It's just like, yeah, I'm quick. What are you going to do with me? It's like putting Usain Bolt in as your striker. Yeah, he's quick. Doesn't mean he can shoot, right? I know that he was a soccer player, by the way, a footballer for a little while, so I do know about that. Anyway, I don't know, guys. What do you reckon? Comment below. I'm a little bit torn on this one. Let me know your thoughts. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.